Maybe you're not ready. I know. That's not what you expected me to say. Usually when we talk about things we are scared of, people and especially gurus tell us something like, you can do it, believe in yourself, just start. But maybe you are not ready. Maybe you don't know enough yet. Maybe your skills are not good enough. Maybe you don't have enough experience. And I still think you should start. Let me explain. I have started a lot of things in my life feeling completely unprepared. For example, I started selling my oil paintings. Let me show you. My oil paintings before I had an audience, before I took part in any exhibitions, before I had any idea of whether people would actually want them. And when I decided to start making long-form videos for this channel, after hearing about YouTube's monetization changes, I didn't have a microphone and I knew almost nothing about video editing. I knew just the name DaVinci Resolve, and that's all. I had the idea one day and I published my first long-form video the next morning. Is it perfect? No, of course not. I learned from making that video more than I could have learned from weeks preparing for it. So, I want to tell you 3 important things. Yes, maybe you are not ready, but the first but, being ready is not a measurable thing. Think about it. You say, I want to start a YouTube channel, but I am not ready. What exactly do you need to be ready? Do you need a certain camera? Or maybe YouTube has a document where it says, before uploading your first video, make sure you have a $2,000 camera, professional lighting, a perfect background, and at least 500 people who are ready to watch this video. No, there is no ready line, and yet we somehow create one in our minds. We tell ourselves, I need better equipment, I need more experience, I need to figure out what I would actually do. And then, when we actually reach these things, our mind comes up with another requirement, because being ready feels like a fact, but it's actually a decision. When you say you are not ready, it's a decision to wait for something. Yes, there are things where preparation matters enormously. For example, climbing a mountain. But for most personal projects, for most creative projects, we don't need that. And there is no special moment when a bell rings and you become ready. You just decide that you are ready. The second but what if I really No, like really, 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 very really not ready yet. Okay, I won't tell you that you are secretly ready, because maybe you are not. Your first video will be terrible. Your first painting will be questionable. Maybe you finish your first attempt and you will think, I have no idea what I am doing. Okay, fine. And what happens next? The end of the world? No. You learned something. You learned something. You get the information you didn't have before. You learned what worked and what didn't work. Because where else are you going to get that experience? From watching YouTube tutorials at 2 in the morning? I don't think so. You can watch another tutorial, another video about mistakes beginners should avoid, and then suddenly you have consumed a heroic amount of content without actually doing anything. Because some knowledge can only come from doing. Your first attempt doesn't have to be perfect. It won't be perfect. It just has to exist. That's all. The third but. But what if I start doing that and it turned out much more difficult than I imagined? Well, you're right again. Maybe it will. But think about the things in your life you have done that scared you. I'm sure there were quite many of that. For example, this YouTube channel. I thought I would die speaking on a camera like this. And here I am, quite alive. I'm sure you've done things that scared you, but turned out much less terrible than you expected. And even if something is really difficult, you actually find out that you can do it one step at a time. The fear of doing things is much bigger than the actual experience of doing that. So don't ask yourself, what if it turns out to be awful? Ask yourself, what if it turns out much less scary than I expected? And what if the only thing standing between you and that discovery is actually starting? So maybe you don't need to feel ready to start. You just need to start. And that is a part of preparation. And what is that thing that you have been wanting to start, but keep telling yourself you are not ready yet? Please tell me in the comments. I really want to hear that. And if that thing, just maybe, that thing is painting or drawing, I have a video for you. And it will help you make the first step. And no, it's not one of those how to draw a dog tutorials. It's better.